Hello traders, this is Footy Trader here with another match odds analysis video. It's the new weekend. This is tomorrow. I'm very happy that you decided to have a look at the card of the games with me and see whether there's anything that we should be looking at. There will again be 5 videos, one for each league, right? We are usually covering Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga and Ligue 1 in France. This video is dedicated to the Premier League, but also this first video is often longer, and it's because I would like to have a quick look at the results, right, from last week. So what happened exactly, and this is exactly what you're looking at. So I keep track of all these market entries. So from number 40 was the first one last weekend. So there were 9 entries from 16th, 17th and 18th of September. So very quickly going through them. So first 2 were the Bundesliga entries, and it was both were winners in a sense that Köln didn't win at Hoffenheim and Mainz against Strasbourg. I have higher profit in the Stuttgart versus Mainz, and this is because when it was 1-1, I decided to re-enter the market, and then Stuttgart took the lead. So this is why my profit from that game is a little bit higher. I was trading this game. The first one, Köln against Hoffenheim, I've not touched. Hoffenheim won 3-1, so easy stuff. Manchester United against Brighton. So if you follow Premier League, you know what the result was. Brighton won 3-1, simple stuff here. I laid at 2.10, that was a winner. In France, Rennes against Lille. It was an interesting game. Lille was leading 2-0. I laid Rennes. Lille was leading 2-0. Rennes equalized in 89th minute, so they made it 2-2. There was an opportunity to lay Lille, but I didn't do that. This one was a shocker, right? Genoa against Napoli. I didn't expect Serie A champions to have problems with Genoa, but in the end it was 2-2. Yeah. Genoa was leading 2-0. So poor stuff by Napoli. So that was a loser. In terms of Inter AC Milan, there was a quick goal. I didn't. The goal was scored in 5th minute. I didn't enter the market from the start. But then Inter was leading 2-0 at halftime. I backed the draw. The odds were 14. And then I traded out when Milan made it 2-1 in 57th minute. So I had no liability on Inter win and on the draw. In the end, Inter won 5-1. So that was a scratch. Then Barcelona Betis. I was laying Barcelona there, but in the end, in this game, Barcelona demolished Betis. It was 5-0. So that was a loser. Then Monza against Lecce, it was 1-1, so that's a win. Everton Arsenal won 1-0, so also a winner. and Granada Girona, very interesting game. It was 3-0 at halftime to Girona. So yeah, again, my assessment that Girona odds should be lower was, at least for this game, was correct. In the end, Girona won 4-2. So to look at the results in the details, there were 2 profitable weeks. Of course, some days were not profitable, it is natural, but in total, for August, I'm looking at plus 221, and in September, plus 109. In total, it's 33130, and you can see the liability is always 30. Yeah. Overall performance, this is the chart, looking good at the moment. 61% won, so out of 49, 30 was won and 19 was lost. I probably should add scratch here, because I think if it's a yes, yeah, it's a scratch. So okay, so it's not added, I think. So this is good. All right, so that's the last weekend, and let's see what's in front of us, and let's start with the Premier League. So I have my master spreadsheet here. I have checked the categories. We have 5, and you know me, you've watched my previous videos. I'm always doing those car racing references. So we are after 5 races, 5 games. Only Burnley against Luton had 4. You can see here, this is that 1 game remaining, Burnley against Luton. So we can say something, right, after 5 races, whether the teams are really fitting into the categories that we have assigned them. Yeah. So we have a number of games. This is the card for the upcoming week. I have the colors that are matching the categories, just to see in which cases the odds may be incorrect. So I'm now looking at the odds, and will fill in the spreadsheet with the odds. Okay, so starting with Crystal Palace against Fulham, it's 197, 397. Okay. Luton against Wolves, we have 327 against 223. Manchester City, Nottingham, no surprises here, 115 and 1869 for Nottingham. Then Brentford against Everton, 181 Brentford and Everton for 37. Burnley against Manchester United, what would you expect? 441 and Manchester United 173. Isn't it interesting? Anyway, Arsenal Tottenham 168 460. Wow. Brighton against Bournemouth. I mean, I think, hopefully while I'm going through these odds, there are things popping up immediately when you look at it, right? When you look at the categories and if you look at what the market is proposing, right? There has to be something wrong here. Chelsea against Aston Villa, 190 and 383. And then Liverpool against West Ham, we have 139. Crazy stuff, 720. Okay, so I believe it will be a lot to talk about here this week. So let's see. Let's rule out the obvious ones. This is the obvious one. Manchester City. That's a no, actually. Okay. So first, so Arsenal against Tottenham. First of all, are these the odds you would expect? Would you expect those teams? Because for me, at this moment, those teams are in the same category, in the category 2. You may disagree, of course. But for me, in my world at the moment, they are in the same category. Why this is happening? It's because after 5 games, they've won 4, they drew 1. They have the same number of points. Tottenham is second in the table, in fact, and Arsenal is 4th because Tottenham obviously has a better goal difference. Now, the market is telling us that Arsenal is almost 3 times better than Tottenham. 3 times better. And for me, it's just not the case. So in terms of sorry, I'm just pulling out some data. Okay, so in terms of the recent results, just for curiosity. Okay, so Arsenal winning with Manchester United, drawing with Fulham 1-0 against Crystal Palace, 1-0 against Everton, and recently in the Champions League they defeated PSV from Netherlands 4-0. On the other hand, Tottenham defeated Manchester United as well 2-0. 2-0 Bournemouth, they've defeated Burnley 5-2 and recently Sheffield United 2-1 with this crazy comeback. Yeah, Sheffield United was winning and then Tottenham scored 2 goals in 98th and 100th minutes. Okay, so in terms of the details, I don't think I just don't agree with it. Yeah, so it depends on the team news, depends on the starting 11, but for me this is definitely something to have a look at. Arsenal is just not 3 times a better team than Tottenham at the moment. Brentford against Everton. Okay, so it's 5th against the 7th and 241. This is a no for me. I kind of agree with those proposed odds. Then we have Brighton against Bournemouth. So number 3 against number 6 and 1.4 makes sense. It's a no for me. Then Burnley against Manchester United. This is number 3 against number 7 and 1.73. Yeah. For me, Manchester United odds should be lower. Burnley not doing good. Lost with Manchester City, lost with Aston Villa, lost with Tottenham. Last week they drew with Nottingham Forest. Manchester City, they defeated Nottingham Forest 3-2. They've lost with Arsenal, they've lost with Brighton. They were fighting with Bayern München in Champions League. They lost 4-3, but I think 173 is a little bit too high for Manchester United. So adding that to my watch list. Chelsea, Aston Villa, it's the same. I mean, Chelsea is not the Chelsea that we know from previous seasons. And if you look at the table, you will get a confirmation because Chelsea is 14th in the table with only 1 win in 5 games, whereas Aston Villa 3 wins and 7th place. So Chelsea twice a better team than Aston Villa, not in these circumstances. So sorry, so that's a yes. Crystal Palace against Fulham. Again, Crystal Palace twice a better team than Fulham. It is an interesting statement, really. In the table, those teams are like next to each other. It's 9th against 10th, 2-1-2, 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses for both teams. 2 two things here. First of all, no, I don't agree that Crystal Palace is twice as good as Fulham. But secondly, do I want to invest in those teams? I don't know. Probably not. So it's a no for me. Liverpool against West Ham. This is interesting because, and this is a pure exaggeration, right? You have West Ham, which they lost with Manchester City, 1-3, but they are still 6th in the table with 3 wins in 5 games, doing really well. Liverpool also doing very good, but this is an exaggeration. 139-7. This is crazy. So Liverpool is not 5 times a better team than West Ham. So adding this to my watch list, again, we'll be having a look at team news. But 139-7, it's for me category number 2 against category number 3. Liverpool is just not 5 times a better team than West Ham is. They are better, of course, but not 5 times better. Luton against Wolves. If it's 6th against 7th, I don't really want to touch this. So that's a no. And then we have Manchester City. So we have 4 games on the watch list. Arsenal against Tottenham, Burnley against Manchester United. It depends on what happens with those odds. If they drop to, 145, then there is no value really there. Chelsea against Aston Villa, and definitely Liverpool against West Ham. So still, remember, I don't know and nobody knows what will happen on Saturday, but it doesn't really matter. It's just what matters is the odds, right? And here, in my opinion, the probability of Liverpool beating West Ham is not 72%. It's less than that. Okay. All right, guys. So we've had a look at the results. We had a look at the Premier League games. I wish you all the very best. Wish you all the green screens. I hope you liked this video, and feel free to watch the other ones where I will be having a look at the other European leagues that I'm interested in. So, thank you very much, and until the next time. Bye.